In 3, 2, 1, then go. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. When I turn around, I forgot to tell you. Once I turn around and I get in a position, turn it down or no, yeah, turn it down. Don't bring it lower. Don't bring it lower. I should have told Sean Mac.
I was thinking about that too, bro.
Alright, try. Go. I fucked up one more time. Go.
Oh my god, bro.
Dog, stop. I've been learning Russian.
Duolingo, bro.
Learning по-русски говорит.
Everyone's on that app now.
Чуть-чуть русский говорит. Понял, понимаешь, самолет, картошка, помидор, телевизор, мороженое. I'm just, yeah.
Я учусь.
Yeah. Это просто чуть-чуть говорит русский. Я знаю overall беспилотник. As you can see, I'm proficient in Russian. I'm sorry, because now I know. I swear I know what I look like now. And I'm like, we got this. Okay, no, seriously. I'm gonna imagine you're Ridley Scott and you're Wes Anderson right now. Two serious directors, and I can't up. 3, 2, go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your host with the most, the one and only. One more time. We gotta get through it. We have to go through it. I'll say your friend, your brother, your homie, the one and only. I said, ladies and ¿Cómo estás? Mi culpa, amigo. Okay.
SpongeBob?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your host with the most, your friend, your brother, your homie, the one and only Mr. Maximilian, out here for the second episode of the greatest podcast, not in the galaxy, but the universe. Have you ever heard of it? 1 in a million. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so much that's been going on in the world right now. It's crazy geopolitically, like the amount of stuff that's been happening right now, whether it's in our country or any other country across the globe. It's wild. We're going to talk about it all going down right now in this beautiful studio in Burbank, California. It's 1 in a million. Many can try, but few can be. Truly 1 in a million. Let's go. First things first, the Epstein files. The amount of names that have been dropped in the Epstein files is crazy. First, let's go down. Let's start off with the names, right? So you got Bill Gates, you got Elon Musk, you got Pusha T. Where the hell did Pusha T come from? Harvey Weinstein, not too surprised. What they have alleged against Jay-Z is worse than sexual harassment. Supposedly, a girl woke up from being drugged and Jay-Z was on top of her. That's pretty much what was said in the files. Hey, I'm not saying it. That's what's said in the files. These are all allegations. Until it's brought across in the court and there's proof, nothing can be truly really said. But I just want to say that this shit is disgusting and it's a horrible look for our country. And what I also noticed is, why did the files drop specifically right now? Like, there's never a clock watch. Like, you know, when you go to the you're watching a New Year's special and there's a clock that says 1 hour, it's going to be New Year's. We didn't have that shit for the Jeffrey Epstein files. You know, we never knew when this shit was going to drop. Out of nowhere, it drops. Out of the blue. I don't know. It's just really interesting to me that it would drop in this specific time with all the things that are going on in the world, right? The second thing I want to talk about, Dr. Oz, or as his best friend, the president of Turkey, Erdogan likes to call him, Dr. Mehmet Oz. So recently, Dr. Oz did a campaign where he went down into Van Nuys and he started trying to expose the Armenians for doing hospice fraud. And he was recording the streets and saying, on this one street, there's almost 40 to 70 hospices on this one block, right? So look, before I get into what I want to talk about, I'm not asking for a pass for the Armenian people. I'm not asking for a pass for anybody. Any one person that does fraud across the board should be dealt with accordingly, okay? That's logic. It doesn't matter who you are. We don't protect anybody just because you're a part of our race or, you know what I mean, or ethnicity. That doesn't matter. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Point blank, end of story, period. The issue I have with Dr. Oz or Dr. Mehmet Oz is doing is that he's generalizing the Armenian people. He's going around and essentially shining a light that Armenians are fraudsters. And that's something that you should never do. That's called generalization. And when you generalize people, it never goes in a good way. Recently, we saw generalization to the Somalian people. What happened to the Somalian people? Are all Somalian people literally fraudsters? No, they're not. There's a couple of bad apples in the barrel, but it doesn't mean all the apples are bad, and you can't go out and say all Somalians did fraud, all Armenians did fraud. Fraud is not an ethnic thing. Fraud is not a cultural thing. Fraud is a singular individual thing. And those who do it, again, like I said, should be dealt with accordingly. That's all I'm saying. But what Oz is doing, he's generalizing people and he's trying to get them in a bad light. But of course, this backfired on Dr. Oz. He wanted to start in front of an Armenian bakery, pointed at it. It's an Armenian bakery, keep in mind. Tigranakert Bakery, literally says bakery, and he said, this is a place where Armenian fraud is going on, or a hospice fraud. It's a bakery, you dumbass. Who gave you your doctorate degree? Fucking Elmo? You have to, like, this is, I don't know, it's it blows my mind, some of the people that are in power right now in the government. Surprisingly, Gavin Newsom came out for the Armenian people, and he condemned what Dr. Oz did, and I think he even filed a lawsuit against him. So, hey, shout out to the Gavin Newsom, or I like to call him Governor Newsom because his name is Gavin and he's the governor or whatever. He actually looked out for us on that one, and I guess because of Oz's dumbass pulling up in front of that bakery saying this is again, calling a bakery a hospice that's doing fraudulent activity, 30% of business went down. Not only for that bakery, but for that street. So, that's an issue as a governor, you know? And Gavin, he could have said nothing, but he did say something, so I would like to say, Mr. Newsom, thank you for that. You have a slick back, I have a slick back. My slick back still wins, but whatever. Moving on. Dr. Oz, you are a dumbass. Third thing we're going to talk about, I want to talk about the issues right now pertaining to Iran. If you don't know what's going on in Iran right now, Persia, and you probably don't know what's going on right now in Iran or Persia, there's riots going on all across the country. And the reason that there's riots going on all across the country is for the simple fact that the people have realized that their government is screwing them over, that the government is embezzling money, that the government isn't treating them right, and the people of Iran are not happy with their government, right? So how does the people of Iran react to the government? They start going out and doing protests, right? Marching, etc. and etc. How does the government of Iran react to the people of Iran, right? The citizens of Iran? Well, they do what any good democratic country does. They do a blackout across the whole country. People are not even able to call someone outside of the country of Iran. Family members out of the state or out of the country cannot even get a hold of people inside of Persia, Iran. Other than that, also, they decide to go kill 20 to I think almost 40,000, and this was stated by independent reporters, of protesters. Imagine somebody protesting, people are protesting, groups, and the government just starts mauling, shooting these people down. 20 to 40,000. That's not a joke. That's a lot of people. We're in a studio right now shooting a podcast. If I brought 10 people inside of this studio, we wouldn't have air to breathe. Now imagine 20 to 40,000 people. I bring this up because I want to kind of, first and foremost, I want to talk about this issue. I want people to hear what's going on because there's not enough people talking about the situation, to be honest with you. I haven't seen the media talk anything about this whatsoever, and it has me disgusted, it has me appalled, and I'll tell you why. Let's put the media to the side. To all my virtue signalers and to all my performative activists, where are you guys now? There are disgusting atrocities going on in the country of Iran. My virtue signalers, my performative activists who stand up for anything that is trending, right? If they see Ukraine is trending, they'll stand up for it. It's not wrong to stand for Ukraine or Palestine or whatever, right? This is not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is, where are you guys now? Where are you guys now for Iran? Where is the mobilization for Iran? Where are people yelling in the streets of LA, letting the world know that there's an issue in Iran? Where is it? I hope you guys know that the war didn't end in Ukraine either. I don't hear any of you performative, keyword, performative activists talking about it. I've ran to many of these virtue signaling performative activists. They don't even know what they're talking about. Even if the cause that they're standing behind is a good cause, they're doing it for a trend, thinking that's going to give them like morality points or their virtue's going to go up. Hence the word virtue signalers. They're not really doing anything. They're following a trend and thinking they're subconsciously thinking that they're actually doing some shit. You guys aren't doing anything. You guys are the bottom of the barrel. If you believe in something, you stand in it 100%, like Martin Luther King, like Mahatma Gandhi. You go 100% for a cause you believe in, and if needs be, you put your life in for it as well. But you don't stand for something because it's a trend or because everyone else is doing it, so let me do it. This exact issue with Iran shows it's a trend with all this virtue signaling and with all this performative activism, because if it wasn't a trend, people would be standing up right now for Iran. People would be moving, screaming in the streets of LA, all over the world, saying, stand for Iran. But I don't see anybody doing that. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say it's just crazy. Performative activists, we need you guys. Come on, pull up, performative activists, virtue signalers, we need you guys. Pull up for Iran, do something. I myself, I'm not Iranian, I'm Armenian. You cannot live in LA and not run into a Persian. It's the same thing. If you live in LA and you haven't ran into an Armenian, then I don't know what part of LA you're living in. It's the same thing with Persians. You're going to run into an Iranian somewhere, somehow. I grew up with the Iranians. I went to high school, middle school, elementary school. A lot of Iranian Armenians, a lot of Persian kids. So they're good people. They have good morals. They're a strong group of people. But right now what's going on in their country is disgusting. And it's honestly despicable. It shouldn't happen. Coming from somebody who understands the pain of knowing that something is going on in your country that's horrible and nobody wants to talk about it. Let's not go too far. Recently, when Azerbaijan was doing an ethnic cleansing of the Armenian people and the media didn't want to talk about it a lick. You didn't even hear the media raise a pinky finger for Armenia. So I understand the pain of the Iranian people when they see their own people getting shot down, harassed, and hurt by their own government. But the media is never talking about it. The media doesn't even want to lift a finger to speak about that issue. I want to let the Iranian people know I stand for your cause. I hope God shines his light on the country of Iran, and I hope that everything can come in a way which would be good for the people. Not for the governments, but for the people. If the people are happy, then I'm happy. If there's more that I could do, to my Iranian friends, reach out to me. Let's figure something out, because I'm not one of these performative activists. I never am, and I never will be. And again, I'm going to ask you guys again, to my performative activists, where you guys at, bro? There's more issues than the stuff you guys talk about on a daily basis that are trending. If you are a true human rights activist, right? You don't stand for the human rights of only one group of people. You stand for the human rights of all people across the board. Any race, any nation. So we've been talking about a lot of serious things. Let's lighten up. Let's lighten up the scenario real quick, okay? Rant of the day. If you haven't heard of it, you're going to hear of it now. The rant of the day, they keep the doctor away. So pretty much, what is the rant of the day? A rant of the day is pretty much like hitting a punching bag. It's like shooting a Glock. You're releasing your tensions. You're saying what needs to be said so that you may be calm. So what is the rant of the day? Simply, the rant of the day is when you call someone, they pick up and they're like, can I call you back? No, bitch. Don't call me back. You could have texted me that, or you could have maybe not picked up my phone. Matter of fact, delete my contact and block me. I don't want to ever speak to you ever again. And that is the rant of the day, ladies and gentlemen. This is an issue that already passed over, but I still want to talk about it. The death of Charlie Kirk, right? I always wanted to talk about this, but I was never able to because I was so busy with so many other, like I said in the beginning, productions, projects, etc., right? The death of Charlie Kirk. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk about what Charlie Kirk believed in or didn't believe in, right? Those type of issues are beneath me. But I will talk about the reactions of the death of Charlie Kirk. Whether you believed him or hated him, whether you stood for him or you stood against him, irregardless of the fact, no one person in America should be killed for their ideological viewpoints. Period. That's it. There's no other way of going about this. Nobody deserves to be killed for what they believe in, okay? But America is the country where you can get on the stage when you know millions of people are watching you at an awards ceremony and pretty much talk shit about your government, okay? And say the current regime is that, and you will never be touched. But a man like Charlie Kirk, who once sat down and had civil discourse with the people, got shot in the neck for the whole world to watch. What was interesting to me is that when he got shot, usually videos like that get deleted off Instagram really quick. This video, I think it's still, if you search up Charlie Kirk death, it's still on. Why is it still on Instagram? Is this a message they're trying to portray to people? To keep your mouth shut? Don't speak about some things you're not supposed to speak about? I'm not going to get into the conspiracies of what Charlie Kirk believed and what he talked about. Because there's like Jewish conspiracies, obviously, that supposedly people are trying to say that the Jews are involved in this. There's so many things involved in it. We're not getting into it. The fact of the matter is, one thing that any one person with any sort of morality, or if you have this much of a brain, you would understand. Nobody should be killed for their ideological beliefs in politics, regardless if you're from the left or you're from the right. I don't care what you say, how fucked up it sounds. This is not the country where people get killed for their beliefs. If you believe that this is that country, you're in the wrong country. Move to Afghanistan, Iraq. They will greet you with open arms. That's where you should probably go, and you'll be fine over there. Trump, with the new Trump, like Trump coming back into office. Everyone's been saying the same thing. What do you think about Trump? Max, we want to know. What do you think about the new Trump regime? What Trump's been doing since becoming president, 2024? And honestly, what do I think? Well, I do think, well, listen, here's the thing with Trump. Anything and everything he does, when he starts off a speech, it's always the same way. Since we're speaking about Trump, I have to wear the mystical wig, but this is what I've noticed with Trump recently since he became president. Every time he starts a speech or he gets in front of the podium, it's always with the same exact one-liner. I just got off the phone with... He's always getting off the phone with somebody. For example, it'll go something like this. I just got off the phone with the leader of our intergalactic friends from Alderaan, Emperor Palpatine. We love this guy, okay? And he called me saying, he said, Sir, President Trump, the Chewbaccas are not getting along with the Yodas. And he said, I saw you took care of 8 wars in 8 seconds, way faster than Sleepy Joe Biden, okay? And I told him, I said, listen, Emperor Palpatine, by the way, great guy, great slick back, way better than Gavin Newsom. We hate this guy, but we love Emperor Palpatine. Great guy, nice guy. And I heard he's doing a great new law, like my great big beautiful law I just made. Order 66, we're going to enact Order 66. We're going to kill the gay Jedi, quite similar to the liberals, okay? They remind me of the liberals with their gay shenanigans like Yoda, like Anakin Skywalker, but I heard he's coming on our side, okay? Anakin Skywalker, you ever heard of him? Nice guy, we love Anakin. I don't know. There's a lot going on in this country right now. Everybody's talking about ICE. The Renee Good, she got shot in Minnesota. I just want to say that shooting was uncalled for. It wasn't justified. She didn't need to get killed. But like any sort of government body, nothing's going to be 100%. ICE will never be 100%. The police department will never be 100%. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, will never be 100%. They cannot act in 100% moral purity. With Trump, as if people remember, I used to be on another show and I used to just be very Trump, and we need Trump to be president. Now Trump's president, and I've had a kind of change of mind where I just realized that politics is just a divide. So we don't get along. And again, I said this before in the show, if they can't divide us, they can't conquer us. Politics is one of those things that they have to divide us to conquer us. So with that being said, no, me and Sabrina Carpenter aren't talking anymore. She fucked up. That's another topic for another day, whatever. Fact of the matter is, thank you for coming and watching the second episode of 1 in a Million. That is the second episode. Many can try, but only a few could be 1 in a million.